The Maldives, a tiny island country south of India, is the postcard of paradise and a playground for pampered tourists. But in the islands away from the eyes of tourists, an alarming number of youth here have become addicted to heroin. UNICEF estimates that as many as 50% of the youth are addicted to some type of drug.
You wouldn't find a single family in this country who doesn't either have a member directly in the family involved in the in drug dependency, or a near relative who is suffering from drug use.
This is the small capital island of Malé, where 100,000 people live in 1 square mile. Heroin was first introduced here in the 70s, when Sri Lankan workers were brought in to pave the streets. Ali Adib was addicted to heroin for 17 years. Now he works in an organization helping recovering addicts.
Previously it was a little bit difficult. We had to go out and try to find who is selling it and go there and buy it. But now it's completely different. Now it's through the cell phone. I mean, just imagine, usually for you to get a pizza in Maldives, it will take around 30 minutes, but for you to order some brown sugar or some heroin, it will take you just 5 minutes for it to be at your doorstep. So easy.
In broad daylight, 2 young dealers walk around town.
I started before these people. That time I was 14.
Do you think it's easy to get drugs in Maldives?
Yeah. It's very easy though. It's very easy.
He shows me 1 gram packets of a type of heroin known as brown sugar, the most common here. They are afraid to show their faces. If caught, they could face up to 25 years in jail. The second young man has scars on his arms.
This cops has run this.
How did that happen?
This cops motherfucking school recorded me. They fights, look.
These are the areas where the gangs are situated.
Recently, fighting has broken out between the gangs, and a number of teens have gotten stabbed.
The most vulnerable and dangerous gangs are located in the capital city, the beautiful Malé, and it's no more beautiful because it's fully controlled by these gangs sometimes.
The heroin consumed here has been traced to Afghanistan and Pakistan and smuggled into the country in ships coming from India and Sri Lanka. Officials blame the country's porous borders for the difficulty in controlling the flow of drugs into the country.
We still don't have the equipment that is necessary to scan certain kinds of cargo. Then once it gets into the country is so dispersed. The spread and distribution of drugs within the country continues.
There are no studies to help get a real sense of the problem. Most kids start using in school. Jobs are scarce, but parents are willing to give their children money, often feeding their addiction.
With a lot of kids, what happens is the parents, they don't want them to end up in jail or in trouble or something like that. The part of denial is very strong with parents. I mean, even if they find out, they're going to say, no, not my son, not my daughter. So they'll practically give them money, knowing that they're going to use drugs. People don't care anymore, not as much as when it started. Through the acceptance of addicts in the society, by the mainstream society, because people have started accepting it as a part of life.